Unlock this app with the key of curiosity. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension not of pixels and code, but of mind. You are scrolling through a middle ground between light and shadow, between the algorithms we trust and the superstitions we fear. It is a journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop is a collection of curiosities, ironies, and tales from the edge of reality. They are submitted for your approval. Tonight we hear two very unique stories about two ordinary people. Elena Vance, a woman adrift in a sea of silence. Her world has become a gallery of empty chairs and echoes that refuse to fade. She is searching for a shore that no longer exists, clutching the broken compass of a life once shared. But Elena is about to discover that in this particular neighborhood, grief isn't just a heavy heart, it's a door left ajar, and she is about to step through it, into the hollow architecture. Meet Shane, a man whose own body has become a stranger to him. It began as a tremor, a flicker, a glitch in the biological machinery. Modern medicine has no name for his condition, and the specialists have run out of answers. Shane is learning that the most terrifying frontier isn't found in the stars or at the bottom of the ocean, but within the mysterious geography of his own skin. He's just received a terminal diagnosis from a doctor who doesn't exist, in a waiting room located at the edge of reality. Elena Vance's house did not just feel empty, it felt rearranged by an invisible hand. Every time she turned a corner, she expected to see her late husband Thomas sitting in his favorite velvet armchair. Instead, she found only the heavy, oppressive silence of a room that seemed to be mourning along with her. One Tuesday, the silence broke. A soft scratching came from the mahogany desk where Thomas used to write. Elena froze. When she gathered the courage to look, she found a single handwritten note in his unmistakable scrawl. "Don't forget the anniversary, Elle." Panic and hope warred in her chest. She began to leave her own notes in the empty chairs. Questions, pleas for one more day. By morning, they were replaced. "I'm still here," one read. "Just behind the curtain," said another. Driven by a desperate grief, Elena began to remove the furniture, believing that if she cleared the clutter of the physical world, Thomas would finally have room to fully manifest. She threw out the sofas, the dining table, and finally, his velvet chair. Standing in the hollow shell of her home, she whispered his name. A cold wind whipped through the room, and for a fleeting second she saw him, a translucent figure reaching out. But as she stepped forward to touch him, the floor beneath her dissolved into a gray, featureless mist. She hadn't cleared a path for him. She had erased the only world they both shared. Elena Vance, a woman who tried to bridge the gap between what is and what was. In her haste to scrub away the emptiness of her life, she succeeded only in scrubbing away life itself. A cautionary tale for those who seek to live in the company of ghosts. You may eventually find that the only thing left of your world is an empty chair. Shane Warren's disease began as a glitch. It started when he noticed his reflection in the morning mirror was lagging by a fraction of a second. By the end of the week, the lag was 10 seconds. He would brush his teeth, walk away, and see his reflection still standing there, staring back at him with a confused, hollow expression. The doctors were baffled. His blood tests were perfect, his vitals strong. Yet Shane was literally losing his grip on the present. He felt thinner, as if his very atoms were being diluted. Objects began to pass through his hands like smoke. He went to the hospital, but the receptionist didn't look up when he spoke. She didn't even see him. He realized the disease wasn't biological. It was an eviction. The universe was simply forgetting he existed. He rushed home to find a new family moving into his house. They walked right through him as they carried boxes of their memories into his living room. Shane screamed, but the sound was muffled like a radio station drifting off the dial. He sat on the curb watching the sunset. As the light faded, so did Shane. He looked down at his hands and saw the pavement through his palms. He wasn't dying. He was becoming a footnote in a book that had already been closed. Shane Warren, a man of science who discovered that existence is not a right, but a temporary lease. He leaves behind no records, no memories, and no shadow. He has been deleted from the ledger of the living, a victim of a cosmic clerical error.